Hiya and welcome to Covid-19 Work and Pay. This is our second video about changes that are happening as a result of Covid-19, and this one's about work and pay. I'm Rebecca, I'm CEO of Your Own Place, and we're a social enterprise that exists to prevent homelessness. Why are we doing these videos? Because we've been listening to people and we hear that people have a heck of a lot of questions right now. We've had some great feedback to our first one, which was about benefits and the changes. So we wanted to do a second one about work and pay. First off, we're all still social distancing and we hope there are going to be announcements really soon about when things start to shift. It seems pretty likely that it won't all return to normal overnight. So thank you if you're still staying at home with me. It's getting extra hard for all of us because it's sunny and the days are a bit warmer. So I know this is getting boring, but this is my important bit. Please keep washing your hands. Protect others by coughing into a tissue and putting that in the bin. Stay at home. If you're in the shielded group, it's extra important to keep everyone well. But what can you do right now? You can exercise once a day for around an hour. Please keep that 2-metre distance. You can shop for essentials and some nice bits of food. And of course, keep up to date on the Gov.uk websites and official health websites. We have some top tips for your well-being during this time. We want you to stay well and suggest perhaps avoiding some of the unofficial websites. There's misinformation out there, people trying to scare you. Try to sleep well, eat well, drink lots of water. And if you can, find some structure to your day, including periods without social media. Mentalhealth.org has some really great tips for looking after yourself during this outbreak. So the structure of these sessions, we have an intro and then we have the content around work and pay and a sign off. So that was the intro. And as I said, last time we talked about benefits and some of those changes that have come about, particularly around universal credit. Today we're going to talk about work and pay. So first off, going to work. So most of us are now working from home, and you should be working from home unless it's possible to do so. Sometimes it's not possible because not everyone can. Some jobs require people to travel to their place of work, for instance, to operate machinery, if you work in construction or manufacturing, or maybe you're delivering frontline services in the NHS, in care, in our supermarkets. Thank you. So staying at home, if you have symptoms of the coronavirus infection, Covid-19, however mild, we want you to stay at home and not leave your house for 7 days from when the symptoms started. So if you live with others and you're the first in your household to have those symptoms, again, stay at home for 7 days. But for those other household members who remain well, must also not leave the home for 14 days. And those 14 days start from when the first person in the home became ill. If you have Covid-19 or staying at home, you may now be able to claim universal credit and request payments upfront in advance without attending a job centre. So isolation, if you have been advised to stay at home, you can get an isolation note by visiting NHS online rather than visiting the doctor. This replaces the fit note, sometimes referred to as a sick note after 7 days of sickness absence. So in terms of sick pay, if you're off sick, you can get £94.25 per week statutory sick pay if you're too ill to work. This is paid by your employer for up to 28 weeks. This includes individuals who are caring for someone in the same household and have also therefore been advised for household quarantine. Please check your sick pay entitlement. You should be able to talk to your employer about this or visit the statutory sick pay page of the government websites. In terms of sick pay start dates, law is being passed to change this to pay it from day 1 rather than day 4 of your absence from work if you're sick and need to stay at home due to Covid-19. So once this legislation has been passed, that's going to be backdated from claims from the 13th of March. So again, speak to your employer and keep an eye out on the government website. In terms of self-employment and sickness and therefore not being eligible for statutory sick pay, if you're not eligible, you're self-employed, and you may now be able to claim universal credit if you're staying at home due to Covid-19. This is a big change for people who are self-employed. So again, check out the government website. You may now be eligible for universal credit. Again, this will now be payable from day 1 rather than the usual from day 8 if you've been advised to stay at home. And as we said last week, new claimants will not need to attend the job centre in order to make this claim and demonstrate what they're doing. There's been lots of talk about furloughing, and this is something that would be agreed between you and your employer. If your employer chooses, they can keep you on the payroll if you're unable to do your job or there's no work because of Covid-19. It's been called on furlough. It means the government could pay you up to 80% of your wages. That's up to £2,500 a month. If that means your salary is reduced as a result of these changes, you could be eligible for support through universal credit, and your employer may choose to top that up to 100%. It's called the Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme. Again, have a look at the Gov.uk website. In terms of claiming benefits, check out our film from last week, Benefits and the Changes. Whether you are currently in or out of work, if you're on a low income or you've been affected by the impact of Covid-19 financially, you may be able to access the full welfare system, including universal credit. So we always end this bit with top 3 websites for more information around work and around pay here. citizensadvice.org.uk, some really great information being kept up to date. moneysavingexpert.com, and as I keep saying, the Gov.uk websites are keeping up to date. Things are moving fast. So we come now to the end of this video, and I ask you what you're going to do today to feel a bit better, because it's tough times, we know it is. We recommend great websites. The NHS one has some really good home gym workouts that you can do. Please stay safe, be kind and thoughtful about each other. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next time, where I'll be talking about housing and paying the rent. Stay well.